Hey, Nick. Lately it seems like students don't feel as safe in their school as they should,
Yeah, I do. And we have an important story on the subject today. So stay tuned for a story about preventing bullying, sports, and something punny. Thank you for joining us on this edition of ONews. I'm Nicholas Gant.
And I'm Ruby Rosenberg. We begin today with some exciting news. At Katie, well, we have to be proud because one of our student pieces recently won an honorable mention for the White House Film Festival.
Without further ado, here is We Will Persist.
Yeah, okay. Thanks. Bye.
Hey, girl, are you sure you should be out here alone dressed like that? Don't have to be rude. I'm giving you a compliment. Girl like you shouldn't be rejecting a guy like me.
In 1876, during the Declaration of Rights for Women, Susan B. Anthony said, "We ask justice, we ask equality, we ask that all civil and political rights that belong to citizens of the United States be guaranteed to us and our daughters forever." 139 years later, and we have still not completed this endeavor. Decades have passed, and women have fought for freedom, for respect, for the same rights as men. And yet today, sexism is often treated with ambivalence. 50 years since the last great women's movement, and the wage gap has only closed by 17 cents. Women make up 51% of the population, but only 18.7% of Congress. We are dehumanized, objectified, over-sexualized. Yet when we embrace our own sexuality, we are criticized. Male entitlement leads to rape and victim blaming. Sex trafficking enslaves women, yet they are criminalized. We can't even control our own bodies, with reproductive rights still up for debate. And even within the feminist community, there is discrimination. There lacks intersectionality, causing minority women to be excluded. Transgender women face more violence than transgender men, because being a woman is seen as inferior. The amount of women who have faced domestic violence is 2.5 out of 10. But against these odds, women will persist.
To right these wrongs in our society and create equality between genders, we will persist.
To honor all those who have fought thus far for us, we will persist.
For women in the generations to come, we will persist.
Because as future leaders, we need to stand up and fight for our rights. We will persist.
By creating clubs and events of our own to bring awareness to our communities, we will persist.
By volunteering and having a voice in a pre-existing organization that supports equality, we will persist.
Because without standing up for ourselves, we would have never come this far. We will persist.
We will persist.
We will persist.
Because we can't change who we are, but we can change the world around us.
Wow, that piece was so moving. You and Danielle Thompson did a fantastic job on that.
Thank you, Nick.
You're welcome. And speaking of important issues, bullying has been proven to be a constant problem in schools. Many students need support from others, but fail to get it.
To help stop bullying and encourage bystanders to speak up, our own Victor Dominguez created a public service announcement.
My family moved a lot, so I was kind of a new kid. And a lot of people would pick on me because of that, as well as because of my accent. So,
our data shows that if bystanders just interrupt within 10 seconds, meaning supporting the target right away, 57% of all bullying incidents will cease.
It changed me in a way that I want to help other people now. So if people who don't get a voice or don't know how to speak up for themselves, I want to be there to help them.
That was very courageous of Victor to stand up when bullying is so personal to him. We hope that Victor's video makes the change that he wants to see.
I agree. Another Oakland student is making a change in her community after overcoming depression.
Here's our latest episode of On Air.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to On Air. I'm Ken Wien.
And I'm Karen Press. So today we're talking to Danielle, who is a senior at my high school, Met West.
And she's here today to talk about all her struggles. So, welcome, Danielle. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing good. So the first question I would like to ask you is, what's the main issue you are trying to overcome?
One issue that's been really prominent in my life has been overcoming depression. I was diagnosed with depression about a year ago.
So why is this an issue for you?
This is an issue for me because depression kind of overcomes people and consumes people. And so that kept me from doing well in school and from fully living my life.
Where does this issue stem from?
I guess it started when I transferred high schools last year. And so that whole process of transferring and making new friends and having new teachers was really difficult for me. I didn't really feel like I had very good friends and I wasn't doing well in school. And so because of that, I started to get really depressed.
Okay, so what are your plans for the future?
My plans for the future are actually a lot brighter than I thought they were. I got accepted into CSU East Bay.
So what have you achieved?
So far, I've been in a video production class for the past 2 years, and so I've been able to make a lot of videos through them. I recently submitted a video to the White House Film Festival and received an honorable mention. And one thing I'm also currently working on is my senior project, which is creating a scholarship for LGBT youth.
How has the issue changed you?
Having depression, ironically, has made me a more positive person because I've been learning how to deal with my emotions and whenever I have bad days and really take care of myself and to make sure that I always stay positive.
So what are you doing to help others face and overcome their issues?
So one of my current projects is my senior project. It's creating a scholarship for LGBT youth. So it's a project that sort of centers around storytelling and us talking about our experiences so that other people can be educated about the issues within the LGBT community.
What can others do to help you, like other people who are going through the same thing you're going through?
One thing that really helped me was having friends that were there to listen to me and to always listen to how I was feeling. I would also ask, a good way to help people that have depression is to advise them to go get help and get counseling, because that's one thing that really kept me going and that really helped me.
That's very impressive, Danielle.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
I'm Ken Wien.
And I'm Karen Perez.
That's it for On Air. Thank you for watching.
Danielle sharing her story shows us that it's important to always get help when we're feeling down.
Danielle, a person I've had the pleasure of working with recently, also created her own video about her life and her perspective.
Ugh, 6:30 already? I'll just take 5 more minutes.
Get up, it's 7:30. You're late for the bus.
It's 7:30 already? I thought that was only 5 minutes.
I know we talked last night, but just know that you're not asexual. You're just confused. You'll learn as you get older.
I'm not confused. I don't think. No one understands me. They all just tell me I'm confused. I'm not confused though. I'm asexual. I think. Maybe I'm demisexual? I don't know. I hope no one says anything about my hat today. I only got to survive one day. Just one day. 5 classes, 7.5 hours. I can do this. I really hope no one says anything about my rainbow hat. I wonder what we're writing about in class today. I don't even want to get married. Why is that the only thing that straight people fight to get us? They think that if we can get married, that we're all of a sudden equal? What about healthcare for transgender people? Or representation or education of queer people in schools?
Hey, why do you like rainbows so much? Are you a lesbian or something? Alright, class, go and take a seat.
Why did I even wear this stupid hat? Someone always says something about it.
Today, class, we're going to go over some of the top scientists of all time. We have Sir Isaac Newton.
Every scientist on this list is a white male, except for one white female. I wonder if I could ever be a scientist. Do black scientists even exist? Probably not. That'd be so weird.
Louis Pasteur, Galileo,
Finally, it's lunchtime. I'm starving.
Have you heard of asexuality?
No, what's that?
It's when a person doesn't have any relationships, like sexually, or like won't date anyone.
It sounds really depressing. Why would anyone do that?
I don't know. It's pretty sad.
Asexual people aren't lonely. We can date people. We don't need sex to be happy.
Good.
I'm happy like this.
Yeah, but
Right?
I have geometry next.
I hate math. This is so
Plus
gay.
10x.
Oh, right.
Wait, what's wrong with being gay? Every time I hear someone say that, I feel so bad about myself. Is being queer really that bad? Why are there only white models on this blog? Where are the people of color? I guess we aren't pretty enough to be models. I wonder if I was lighter skinned if I would be prettier. Why can't I just be accepted by everyone? But it's alright. I love me, and that's all that matters. I'm going to sleep. Finally, time for bed. Hey, let me set my alarm so I won't be late tomorrow. I wish no one had said anything about my rainbow hat. Then people would just accept me. But it's alright. I love me, and that's all that matters.
This video is a good reminder that everyone is human and they have feelings just like anyone else, you know?
I agree. And you know me, Ruby, I love my sports, and it's so sad to see grades start to drop and students can't participate in the sports they love to play. I recently interviewed a student about his own comeback. Even if you don't like sports, you'll like the story of Oakland Technical High School basketball player Eric Marble.
I didn't play basketball all through high school. First freshman and sophomore year, I didn't really play. I started playing last year, and last year I didn't play because the whole year. Well, most of the year because I was academically ineligible.
Wow. Eric last year he played a major role in his team, and he did not play until maybe like the last 3 games. But Eric practiced throughout the whole entire year. He was committed to study hall. He was committed to the weight room. He was committed to every team function that we participated in. And this was after finding out that he was not going to be able to play maybe until the end of the year and looking at next year. And he was behind with his credits, and he worked extremely hard on and off the court, not only just to do well in the classroom and to catch up, but he developed as a basketball player also.
The fight to get back on the court was pretty hard because I messed up my freshman and sophomore year. Pretty much, like, I wasn't focused on school 100%, but me and my mom had a talk, and I talked to Coach Hart a lot about actually getting eligible and trying to focus on school first and then get on the court later. As a student athlete, well, without grades, you wouldn't be on the court, so school come first. So you got to actually work hard in class all the time. And then at the end of the day, you have to try to get on the court and stay focused and maintain, like, level-headed and play basketball. And then when you go home after practice, it's just not over. You have homework to do most of the time for me.
I mean, most kids would have gave up once they didn't get their way, and wasn't able to play his junior year. So it says a lot about his character, his dedication, and it says a lot about where he's going to go in the future because he's not willing to give up when things are not going his way.
Although Eric has endured difficult challenges in his life, he is still striving to become a great basketball player as well as a great student. This is Nicholas Gant for KOL Sports, signing off. It's always uplifting to hear students overcoming their obstacles so they can do what they want and become more successful.
Definitely is, Nick. Now to finish off this edition of ONews, we have Pun and Only to tickle your funny bone.
This is the Pun and Only with Danielle
and Ruby. Hey Danielle, your clothes are so gay.
Well, that's because they just came out of the closet.
That always gets me. Thank you for that wonderful little piece, Ruby, and thank you for joining us.
This is ONews, where we give students a voice. I'm Ruby Rosenberg.
And I'm Nicholas Gant. See you again. That is really funny right there.